don't know if you could see that, but it's absolutely amazing.
Did you see that? How's it going, guys? So I want to start something new. I'm gonna try to make an effort to do this, and I'm gonna call it Fish and Tip Tuesday. So for this first episode, what I'm gonna do is I don't know if you've watched my last one of my last videos. Me and my wife got caught in a lightning storm, and we actually had to lay down on the ground just to be safe because of so much lightning that was around us. And one of the things that happened was while she's laying on the ground, and it was raining so much, it was a pretty decent storm, all the land around us started filling up with water, and the water actually went to where we're at. So we were actually laying in about a couple inches of water, and while that happened, while that was going on, my wife's inflatable PFD it went off. It inflated on her. So so it works. It's nice to know that it works in even the smallest amount of water. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to rearm your personal flotation device, your PFD. It is a Onyx AM24, and the product that we're going to use to rearm this is, it's actually the AM24 rearming kit. So what you get is your CO2 cartridge, and this is actually the mechanism after it gets wet, is what allows the airbag to inflate. And this shows that that it's, when you rearm it, this shows that it's still good, because what happens is it pops off, if I understand it right. So we actually, I will show you how to uninflate this. We've already done it, packed it just so we can put it in the truck at the time. And so let's get to it. All right, guys, so what happens is this thing completely inflates. Okay, so once it's on, you have to take it off, and in order to the first thing you need to do is deflate it. Okay, so that's what this tube is for. This is actually a manual tube, in case you have to inflate it yourself, and let's say the CO2 cartridge does not go off and does not inflate. So what you're going to do is, this is your manual inflation tube, is if that was the case, is you would blow in, you take the cap off, you'd blow into it and inflate it yourself. Okay, now in our case we are in the process of deflating it. I've actually already deflated mine, but what you would do is your cap that's on here, don't lose this cap because that is part of something you're going to need. It's got a little dimple that sticks out here, and what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over and push down on it, and then let the air out, kind of like an air mattress. So you're going to push on that one, and then you're going to push all the air until it comes out completely, until it's flat. Okay, you just keep doing it until it is all deflated. Okay, so now that that is done, still got sand in it here, you're going to put the cap back on. The next step is, on this side here is your CO2 cartridge, and your if you see here, it's red, that shows that it's gone off. So if it's red, that means obviously it had gone off. If it's ever red and you actually already, it actually hasn't gone off on its own, then there's a problem. You need to rearm it because it's not right. All right, guys, so once it's deflated, your next step is to rearm this thing. So the first thing you need to do is unscrew this here, which is the retainer. Now that we turn this over, you can actually see this is actually your manual inflation retainer. So if you see that it's green, that means this manual pull has not been pulled. If you were to pull this off, what happens is this green clip pops off. There's an extra one that you get in your rearming kit. Pops off, and then you see a red, looks like a trigger. So since this has not come off, we don't have to replace that. But we do have to replace this here. So you're going to twist this all the way until it comes off. You see that it's red. Just keep turning, keep turning. And this is the part we're going to have to replace. So take that off, dispose of it. You can kind of clean this little part here off. And then you put this part back in. Now something to check before is there is a date on here. So it should not be more than 3 years old. So I actually got this probably last year, and it says July 9th of 20. So I still got a year on it, so it's still good. Okay. Now, okay guys, so in order to reinstall this after you've checked the date on it, is it actually goes back in to the housing here. Make sure that the housing is clean best you can. Now this goes in first into this housing. This is the CO2 housing here, so it should go in so that you see that the white is facing up. So as long as it's new, you shouldn't have a problem. It only goes in one way. Of course, I'm not finding that way. Just falls right in. Okay. Now, once you do that, then you're going to screw this back in, and it should go in easy. You keep turning all the way until you get to the end. Okay, so it meets here. So it should be flush. Now if you notice, Now it shows green. It should show green. If for some reason it shows red, then there is a problem, then it's defective, or you need to get a new rearming mechanism. Okay, now once you've done that, then you're going to take the CO2 cartridge out. It has already been discharged, so nothing to worry about. If you unscrew it completely, you'll see that there is a hole down there at the bottom. Okay, dispose of that. Get your new CO2 cartridge. If you notice, it has not been punctured. It is actually ready to go. Now all you're going to do is screw this in. I don't know if y'all have ever shot one of these CO2 BB guns when you were a kid. Same principle. Just keep turning it and it will puncture the end there, and you shouldn't hear anything. You shouldn't hear any hissing. I remember my BB gun used to hiss, and I used to have to shoot it all before it would before I could, otherwise I wouldn't be able to shoot it because it didn't have no air. All right, next step is to refold our personal flotation device. All right guys, so next step is to go ahead and fold our PFD. So you want to go ahead and take your centerpiece out so that everything is out flat. Make sure you have nothing sticking to each other. So first step is here on the dotted line. You're going to fold that under like so. So it's kind of neat. You want this thing to inflate like it's supposed to when time comes again. Then it's just Velcro. You're going to pull this over and Velcro it down. Okay, you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to do it up to right here. Okay, same on the other side. Fold this in like so. Make sure that this is all out, and then Velcro this side down. Preferably as cleanly as possible, so you don't have, it just doesn't open up on you. Okay, now once you have those two sides done, then the top part, you're going to fold that under. This is going to go over to the side like so on the dotted line, and Velcro it together. That's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, just make sure that your handle is sticking out in case you need it, and you're all set for the next time. Hopefully you don't need to, but one thing you do need to do is, if it's 3 years old, it's not any good. You need to replace it. So practice rearming it. Get you a new rearming kit and pull the lever. It'll inflate. You'll see how it works, and then you can practice rearming it. So that's it, guys, for our first episode of Fish and Tip Tuesday, and hopefully see you next week.